Auto Club Speedway needs to be a short track, and it seems like NASCAR is agreeing with that statement as well. Auto Club Speedway has been a 2-mile track since it first raced in 1997, but in late 2020, a report came out from The Athletic that discussed NASCAR looking at reconfiguring the track to a half-mile oval. But then those plans seem to have stalled, especially after the overwhelming praise from this year's Fontana race. Nobody wanted NASCAR to reconfigure it to a short track. However, it seems as the plans of it becoming a short track are going through. Steven Nava on Twitter posted these images of bleachers being removed at the ends of the grandstands and will be torn down before next year's race. Now, it could be Fontana just reducing their capacity, but also then this video shows a portion of lights also being removed. And also, this image shows what the landscape will look like, showing the land of the track being significantly smaller and showing where the reconfigured warehouses will be located and the changing layouts of the streets. So this reconfiguring plan looking similar to Daytona Rising. It began in July of 2013 and slowly made upgrades and changes, especially to the grandstands, until its completion in 2016. And with Fontana being on the schedule so early, this gives NASCAR plenty of time to make the changes necessary without causing so much disruption to the fans. Now, of course, with this massive announcement, some race fans are outraged by this decision, as I said, especially after the overwhelming amount of praise from this year's race. But to those race fans that are mad, I understand, but let's be honest, this is a change that NASCAR needed to make because of the age of the track. The last time Fontana was repaved was when it was constructed. That's more than 25 years without a repave back in 1997. It doesn't matter how much patch-up work you can do at the racetrack, you will eventually have to repave. Now, do I want NASCAR to repave? No, absolutely not. I would love the track to be as old as it can be. Old, worn-out racetracks produce the best type of racing. But at the end of the day, you can't beat Father Time and you eventually have to repave a track. And NASCAR converting it to a short track is a brilliant move. First off, it's a short track, which is something that fans have been craving for years if I'm not mistaken. Since 1985, we've had the same 3 short tracks in the Cup Series: Richmond, Martinsville, and Bristol. And they're all within range of each other in the southeast. Having a short track on the west side of the United States would be great for the sport, especially for the California market where NASCAR wants to have a large presence, as evidenced by the LA Coliseum. Not only that, but since NASCAR owns Auto Club Speedway, they could potentially hold it as a championship race, or at the very least be a part of the playoffs to buzz up more interest in California. And let's be honest, having a race in Fontana, a short track or a 2-mile track, is way more fun than racing in Phoenix, that's for sure. Number 2, it's going to cost less for NASCAR to operate. Since it's a half-mile track, you don't need to take up so much land. As a result, the cost of NASCAR keeping up with the racetrack is going to be a lot lower. So it's also a good move from a financial standpoint. And finally, repaves suck. Now, repaves on short tracks are not that big of a deal, but for a 2-mile track like Auto Club, it means a lot. Anytime a big intermediate track gets repaved, the racing is horrible. Kentucky proved it, Michigan proved it, and Texas especially proved it. If NASCAR were to simply repave Fontana as its original layout, the racing would be so boring to watch. Single file lane with the field all spread out, which is something no one wants to watch. I understand that change is difficult since there have been so many memories of the original Fontana layout, but at some point in time things have to change. Now, of course, I would much rather have them do this with Texas, but since that is owned by SMI, the procedures with that are way more complex. So in conclusion, yes, change is very difficult to grasp. Losing a beloved racetrack is always tough. You never want that racetrack to go away, but in this case, it's absolutely necessary for NASCAR to make this change. NASCAR and the fans have basically 2 options with Auto Club. They could either A, repave it like every other intermediate track and will result in very boring racing, or B, reconfigure it to a short track. Now, will reconfiguring it to a short track make racing better or worse? I don't know, but you cannot blame NASCAR for making this change. Say what you want about NASCAR, but it is the right decision for them to convert this into a short track. But those are my thoughts. What do you think of NASCAR converting Auto Club to a short track? Are you for it? Are you not? Give me your reasons in the comment section down below. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Thanks for watching.